Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 reasons to buy an automatic or CVT Subaru WRX. Now, why am I the one that should tell you those top 5 reasons? That's because I am sitting in a 2015 Subaru WRX Limited CVT, and I am definitely a car enthusiast. And a lot of people say, how can car enthusiasts get into a CVT transmission? And let me tell you exactly why. Now, before we get started with this video, if you want to see more Subaru WRX content or automotive content, please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that little notification bell so you know when I post videos. All the things that I talk about today are going to be coming from somebody that really enjoys driving, really enjoys quick cars, and is definitely a car and automotive enthusiast, hence my YouTube channel name, Auto Enthusiast. All right, so for number 1 on our list, this may be weighted a little bit smaller, but I'd like to mention it first. So the first reason to buy an automatic WRX is simply because of convenience. It makes the car really easy to drive. It makes it so that other people can drive the car, and it just makes like daily driving a lot simpler. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing. But yes, it provides convenience. Number 2 on our list here is going to be the use of your right, or possibly left depending on where you are, but your right hand. And that might sound silly, but if I have a cup of coffee, I can hold it, my phone, you're not supposed to do that, but I can hold my phone. I can do things with my right hand and not be constantly shifting, especially for someone like me that spends a lot of time in traffic, like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes in traffic each way every day. And I would constantly be, doing something with my hand, and because I drive an automatic, I've got one hand free. Number 3 on our list, however you want to do that, number 3 on our list is going to be the biggest reason, the absolute biggest reason, and that is going to be kind of being the ultimate daily driver, daily commuter car for somebody that does a lot of city driving or traffic driving. Now, I've posted a couple videos out there, so check out my channel talking about kind of like, is the WRX the best city car? Why buy a CVT? Why am I happy with the CVT? And I've got to say, the only real reason there, all these other things are conveniences, but they could be easily outweighed with other things that the manual offers that the CVT doesn't. But the one thing that the manual doesn't offer and the CVT does is it's easy to drive in traffic, and it's reliable in traffic, and just driving a manual in traffic would be a pain in the butt. Remember, I'm driving an hour and 40 minutes each way in traffic, and driving a manual would just be insane. And with all those videos, I get people commenting that, I drive a manual in traffic, and yeah, and it's awesome. And that's you, man. Like, it's just too much for me on a daily basis. It just doesn't make sense. Like, maybe if it was 30 minutes in traffic, or the traffic wasn't so erratic, a lot of people in like Southern California, it's just all stop and go. Unfortunately, it's not all stop and go for me. Now, that might sound not unfortunate, but like, I'll be stop and go, and then I'll get 20 miles an hour, and then stop and go, then 30 miles an hour, then stop and go. And it's just like, you're not just in first gear, right? So it just doesn't make sense, especially for that much traffic. Number 4 on our list is going to be gas mileage. I don't care what these cars are rated at by, the EPA and Subaru. I have yet to see, all right, let me put it this way. Generally, the CVTs are making better gas mileage than the manuals. Now, that might be somewhat anecdotal in that manual owners seem to be pushing their cars a little bit more and not using them for the same purposes, but most of the people that I communicate with, that I know that have CVTs, and just generally who talk about their mileage online and, with me, we're all getting highway mileage of above 30 miles to the gallon. Like, I'm getting, like, if I'm cruising on a highway, I'm between 32 and 36, sometimes a little bit more. Now, that's not reflecting my city driving, but I think like the average on this car right now, the ownership average is like 28. I've probably been averaging like 31 since I've owned it, just because it really is my commuter car. I'm not doing a lot of spirited driving. It's primarily just going to and from work. And number 5 on my list is, this one may not count, but I thought I'd mention it in any ways. It's kind of a rare car. Maybe in a bad way, maybe in a good way. I think that, like, there's a lot of hate for the automatic WRXs, so just be prepared if you're a potential buyer. But there's definitely something to consider that there's definitely something to consider that very few people have this car, and the group of people and the group of owners that really do drive these CVT WRXs, it's like kind of a family. And if you're considering buying one of these, I fully suggest going online, checking out the Facebook group pages for the CVT WRX. I'm sure someone will link it below in the comments. It's just such a great group of people, and being specifically on that platform and on that page, it's just positivity. Everyone's happy about their cars. Everybody's being constructive. Like, when something goes wrong, people get together and figure out why. Everybody shares their experience. I've really never been part of a group of people. You know, we rarely see each other. Like, I've only met one other person that's in that group, mainly because of location, but I've never been part of a community like that, you know, it's just so positive. There's like no negativity in that group, and, you know, it makes the top 5 reasons to own a WRX that's an automatic, just because you have that basis of positivity, you have that basis of like reliable, you know, source. Like, it's great to go on the forums that are general WRX forums, but so many people get caught up in, you know, in other things about their car. They're not so focused on, like, you know, what's the best for the car, what's the best for the transmission, what's the honest answer here, what's the honest repair. You know, there's just honesty. That's probably the best way of describing it. But I hope I helped you guys. You know, if you're looking for a WRX and you're trying to decide which to get, I'm hoping I could clarify some things, and I'm hoping that the guys out there and the guys and girls out there that own the CVT WRXs agree with me for the top 5 reasons. And if there are other reasons why you think you should buy a WRX that's a CVT, definitely drop them in the comments below. And for those manual owners, you know, would you go for a CVT? And if not, why? I'm very curious. I'm sure everybody else is curious. And the people that are considering buying these, you know, that information could be very valuable for them. So definitely drop that in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it.